Hey guys, this is what if Naruto was part Uchiha, part 1. Now before I get into the video, I have a bit of explaining to do. Sorry I haven't been uploading. The best way to put it is I kind of got unmotivated for a bit, but now I'm back and hopefully I'll start uploading and streaming again more often. Second, let me know if you guys prefer this kind of background videos. I set up a thing where basically it tracks my eye movement while I'm playing, so if you guys like it then let me know in the comments below. Again, and if you don't like it then tell me in the comments below. And third, I decided to restart the series because I thought it'd be easier that way since you guys don't have to rewatch part 1 and 2, mainly because I uploaded those like a few months ago. And lastly, just please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 5k. If you enjoyed the video, then give it a like. That's all I ask for. And don't forget to join the Discord, link in the description. Other than that, let's get on with the what if. So to start with this what if, I'm going to explain some things. Minato is the one who is going to be in Uchiha and Kushina is going to be in Uzumaki still, making Naruto half Uchiha and half Uzumaki. Overall, this won't impact Minato that much because his original clan was the Namikaze, or Namikaze, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but they were known for their speed, intelligence, and their ability to master almost any jutsu. Even though he's in Uchiha, he still basically has those skills or those abilities, except for maybe speed, but he's going to end up getting Flying Thunder God anyways. So yeah, as Minato is growing up, he is basically bullied and called a failure by the Uchiha, mainly for one reason: he couldn't activate his Sharingan. This is because he basically held in his emotions whenever somebody died. It didn't really have a reaction to it, and it didn't really impact him that much, even if they're his close friends. He just held in all those emotions out of mainly respect for them. But he was still smart, he was handsome, brave, strong, a good fighter, but none of that mattered to anyone. Even his own family didn't really like him that much, mainly because of the amount of shame he brought on their whole family. This never stopped Minato though. He ended up contributing a lot to the war, and still ended up meeting and marrying Kushina. He also ended up becoming the 4th Hokage. But of course, like in the main story, Obito ends up quote-unquote dying, which leaves Minato a little bit more sad because he had a special bond with them, due to both them not being able to activate their Sharingans. Kakashi still gets placed to protect Kushina while she's pregnant, and he still ends up dying by the hands of the Nine Tails and ends up sealing the Nine Tails. But before any of that happens, the amount of stress and emotion that Minato was feeling at that moment due to Kushina almost dead and impaled, seeing his newborn with blood on him, and him also being impaled and almost dying, it ended up releasing all emotions at once. Not only that, it also let out the emotions he felt for others that had passed, and he's no longer holding anything in. This caused him not to only unlock his Sharingan, but also to unlock his Mangekyo Sharingan. Yes, I know this doesn't happen in Canon Naruto, but this is a what if, so I'm just gonna do it. Kushina sees this, and Minato explained that he's gonna do the Reaper Death Seal, and that he wants Naruto to have his eye one day, and with that, he performs the Reaper Death Seal. And then the 3rd Hokage arrives to see the 4th Hokage, aka Minato, already dead, but Kushina is just barely grabbing on for her life. With her last dying words, she tells Hiruzen 4 things: her son's name, which is Naruto, to protect and help him while he's growing, not to let people know that he has a Nine Tails sealed inside of him, and she said this due to the fear that people would treat him exactly how people treated her, and lastly that Minato ended up unlocking his Mangekyo and wants Naruto to have it transplanted into him when he unlocks his, or when he's ready for it. Minato knows about the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and how to obtain it because he's studied a lot about Sharingans and how they evolve. And not long after this, she dies. Now that Naruto is born and a part of the story, let me explain how he basically looks like. The best way to put it is that he looks like Menma from Road to Ninja, and if you haven't seen it or seen the movie, then let me explain how he looks real quick. So basically, he has black eyes and black hair instead of having his normal blue eyes and blonde hair. Other than that, he looks exactly the same. Now, Naruto growing up, he lived a normal-ish life. He had to live alone due to Hiruzen lying to the Uchiha about Kushina and Minato's kid, and he had a few friends until he was around 5-ish, and that's when everybody found out he was a Jinchuriki. Now everybody knows, but people like Danzo and people who were a part of that little group, the elders, already knew this. And Danzo had been spying on him for a while due to him being an Uchiha and one of the only survivors of the Uchiha massacre like Sasuke and Itachi. So he wanted him to get stronger in order to eventually unlock the Sharingan, and he also didn't want him to like die on his first mission, like real mission, so he wanted to try to like get him stronger and train him without actually doing anything, if that makes sense. And in a way, it actually works. Naruto becomes a lot stronger and stronger, and this is because Danzo basically sends Anbu to attack Naruto, not to hurt him, but to try to like best way to explain it is to have him adapt to fighting. Danzo would also hope that one day, like, the amount of stress from him fighting would allow him to unlock the Sharingan, which really doesn't work until one day Danzo decided not to send just like one Anbu to, like, do it, or two, but he ends up basically sending a whole entire squad worth of them. And this was way too much for Naruto to handle. The amount of stress of him not being able to leave his own house without being attacked got to him. All the punches, they hurt. Naruto felt like he was about to pass out, and he just heard the laughter of villagers echoing in his head. They weren't real, but he just kept on imagining all that, and it got to him. But right before he was about to pass out from all this, he unlocked his Sharingan. This new feeling gave him an adrenaline boost, enough for him to get up, dodge a few punches, and run away, where the Anbu didn't end up chasing him. He eventually got back home, and once he was there, he started crying. He was scared, thinking why people were attacking him. He tried to think of things that he might have done to, like, deserve it, and then he ended up basically falling asleep later on after that. After he woke up, he realized what he did, like, he thought about it, and realized that he basically was able to fight a lot better, because although he only dodged, he dodged a lot faster, and he remembers seeing everything and, like, it being all weird because of the Sharingan. He tried practicing and trying to do it again, trying to get that feeling, and eventually he actually got to work, and this little comma looking thing popped up in his eye, which kind of scared him at first because it looked weird because it wasn't his eye. Everything around him looked weird and distorted, but at the same time he could see everything at once. He wants to know more about it because he wanted to learn more about it because he saw what he was able to do in a fight. So he ran to the only person he knows, the Hokage. He shows him his eye, and he wasn't surprised that Naruto was able to unlock it at such a short age. He knows a decent amount about the Sharingan, but only the basics that, like, most people know about. But he wants to help Naruto out, so he gets one of the only people he knows that has experience with the Sharingan. He calls in Kakashi. He's a bit younger here, he's around 20 or 21, so that means he's still in the Anbu at this time. The third Hokage explained the situation with Naruto, and of course Kakashi already knew about Naruto, being, basically the son of the fourth Hokage and stuff. But he wasn't allowed to tell Naruto any of this. Over the next few years, he would have taught Naruto more about fighting and how to use the Sharingan and all that. Naruto still grew up a troublemaker, but of course not as badly since he had some attention from Kakashi. He got to attend the academy, and it was still hard to perform really small jutsus because of the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails is still messing with his chakra basically. So he kept on failing even though he was gifted. And at this point, it's at the beginning of Naruto. Like, it's that age. And Kakashi is also no longer in the Anbu. This time, he actually does not steal the Scroll of Seals, because Mizuki tricked another kid into stealing it for him. Naruto was roaming the streets when he saw somebody jumping out of the Hokage's office, and he saw that the person had something on his back, and to him it looked like somebody was stealing something, so he chased after him. He followed him into the forest, and someone saw Naruto also heading into the forest and saw that the Hokage's office window was open, so they blamed Naruto for it after realizing that the Scroll of Seals was stolen. At some point, the kid stopped in his tracks and basically started waiting, and that's when Naruto jumped out, and Naruto confronted the kid, and the kid told him everything, mainly because he was scared of Naruto. Naruto told him to scram and that he would take it back for him since he knows the Hokage personally. He had a bit of time, so he took a peek and was even able to copy some ninjutsu. Naruto actually knew about the Scroll of Seals, and that's the reason why he wanted to take it, was because he wanted to see if there's any good ninjutsus that he might be able to use. And that's when Mizuki arrived. He told Naruto that he wasn't going anywhere with the Scroll of Seals, and this is also when Iruka arrives. And he also overhears Mizuki, and he waits for a bit. And that's also when Mizuki tells Naruto that he's the Nine Tails, and he's the reason why the village was destroyed so many years ago. That's when Iruka pops out and tells Mizuki that Naruto may have the Nine Tails, but he isn't a bad kid. And then he jumps in to fight with Mizuki. But he ends up getting hurt pretty badly while in fight. And that's when Naruto decides to step in for Iruka. As soon as he does this, Iruka can already see that Naruto has the upper hand. Mizuki was already a bit tired and a lot slower than he was in the beginning. He couldn't even touch Naruto at this point. A big part of that was actually due to Naruto having the 3 Tomoe Sharingan at this point. He has it due to him training and using the Sharingan a lot, since it's been like around 7-ish or 6-ish years since he had awakened his Sharingan. After dodging and getting small hits in, he had decided to use a jutsu that he saw in the Scroll of Seals. This jutsu was of course the Shadow Clone Jutsu. At this moment, he created around 1,000 clones, and I looked it up and it doesn't have an answer for how many he made when he when he fought at this point, but when he fought Gaara, he made around 2,000 clones. So I'm just gonna say that he made 1k or 1,000 for this fight. With this, Mizuki was beaten and knocked out. Iruka and that one kid told the Hokage about everything, and so Naruto didn't end up getting in trouble, and he left the scene with new battle experience and a brand new ninja headband. That's gonna be all for this what if. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also join the Discord, links in the description. You can request what ifs and have a possibility of them becoming its own video in the future. Also follow my Twitch, it's also linked in the description. The next part will probably come out next week maybe. I'm going to try to upload either every Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, so one of the three I'll upload. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.